reproduce an already existing pixel art, you're going to want to first download the artboard that I've made for you. So we're going to go to Files, go into Course Image, go to Photopea Images, and then we're going to go ahead and click on the title, pixelartboard.psd. Go ahead and download that. Go ahead and close. And we can go into photopea.com. I'm going to open from computer, and I'm going to open up the artboard that I just downloaded. And I'm going to use my magnifying glass to zoom in. So this has already been made for you, and it's already set with the boxes. Now let's go back to the project, and this is where you can decide what image you want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the Pikachu or Pokemon website. And I happen to really like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and actually save this to my computer. I'm going to go back to Photopea, and I'm going to do File, Open. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to have the colors. I want to be able to use my eyedropper. But I don't want to be bouncing back and forth between this and my artboard. So I am going to take my website. You can actually separate it from your tabs and have it sitting off on the side while you work on your assignment. So let's go back to Photopea, and I can still have access to the picture. I have access to the colors here, and I have access to the picture here. And then I'm just going to grab my paintbrush, or I'm sorry, not the paintbrush, I'm actually going to grab my pencil, and I want to set the pencil to 1 because I want to work pixel by pixel. And I'm going to start with the black outline first. So I'm going to go ahead and use black to start. And I don't care so much if it's perfectly centered like this because this template has a completely different grid count than the one that I have. But I am going to start pretty close. And I'm going to start counting down. Now, I have an area right now that is going to be filled in mostly in black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create the closed-in area, and then I can switch to my eyedropper. Or I should say my paint bucket under the gradient tool. So hold down your gradient tool and grab your paint bucket, and then you should be able to click inside. It only happens if the pixels are connected, but it saves you time from having to click on each one. And then you can go back to doing your pencil. This is almost like a paint by number. And if you don't get the whole image because your artboard is too small, we can always crop it down. You don't have to cover or do the entire character. I'm not going to get my whole character in here. I can tell. And I would just keep going all the way around until I have my black, and then I would start coming in with my yellow. This is, let's pretend I have my entire outline done of the head. I'm going to come over here And I know I'm going to start with this yellow, so I'm going to grab my eyedropper, which is right where your crop tool is. Pick up the yellow, go back to my artboard, grab my paintbrush, and start filling in using those colors. I know I'm going to need to change colors, so I'm going to go back to my other file, grab my eyedropper, click on that orange, yellow, or yellow orange, grab my pencil, and continue. Just counting as I go. And if I make a mistake and I need to fix it, I'm actually going to grab my pencil, but I'm going to switch to white and make my corrections that way. Part 2 of the video will show you how to finish this off and how to turn off the grid and how to turn it in.